It's 3 o'clock and we are now live. We are talking about respect today. RESPECT finds out what it means to me. Joe and I are going to be talking about respect. So let's get Joe on here so we can go ahead and get started. And it seems like we have Joe. Hey, Joe.
Hey, last week I was too high up. Now I'm too down low. It's okay. It's all right. I'll just be down here.
All right. Well, we'll get you situated. We also have some live viewers today. So hello, everybody. Welcome. We are talking about respect today. So if you haven't told us yet, let us know what your thoughts are on what respect means to you. So feel free to write in the chat, participate in the chat as we are live. Send us some love by hitting the hearts so that we know that you hear us and you like what we are saying. If you are watching this later, make sure to type #replay so that we know that you have seen this video. And my name is Carrie, and I'm here today with...
I'm Joe, also part of the PowerBack program.
Awesome. And we are ready to get started. You ready, Joe?
Let's do it.
All right. So, Joe, tell us, what does respect mean to you?
So we broke this down into 3 parts. Well, I broke it down in 3 parts for me, and as for you as well. For me, to feel respected, I like to be heard. So we'll get into all these. I like regard for my boundaries, and I like to be treated fairly. How about yours?
Awesome. Yeah, I had 3 things too that came to mind when I thought about what respect means to me. And that's respectful communication, respectful actions and treatment, which includes follow through, and respect for my individuality.
Absolutely.
So you ready to dive in?
Yep, let's do it.
Okay, so I can start with the communication aspect. So what does respectful communication mean to me? So this really means like not speaking to me in a derogatory way, right? Speaking to me in a positive regard, allowing for me to feel safe and comfortable to fully express my feelings to somebody else. So when someone allows for that space to make me feel comfortable, to make me feel like I can talk to them and open up to them. Another part is the active and attentive listening. So if somebody is listening and paying attention to what I'm saying with the intent to understand me is really important for me. And when I talk about communication, I'm not just talking about it one way, right? I'm talking about full circle communication, which means that if I share something with you, you can repeat it back to me, and not in exact you don't have to repeat exactly what I said back to me, but just give me an idea by paraphrasing in your own words what it was that I was trying to communicate to you, so that I can hear you, so that I know whether you got the message and whether it's clear. So that's full circle communication. And welcome, Sophie. Sophie's joining us.
For someone like me who has trouble listening sometimes, some attention problems, how could I make you feel respected? I mean, because I do respect you, so how could I extend that to you? If I wasn't listening, could I not listening, but if I, zoned out for a second, could I be like, I'm sorry, I zoned out. What did you say? So I can repeat it back to you?
Yeah, of course. Or can you say that again? If you don't want to say you were zoning out and not listening to me.
Right. right.
Can you say that? Can you repeat that? Can you say that again? And just, as long as you're attentively listening to me, like you are now, I think that's helpful too.
Cool. Okay, perfect. So then mine is similar in a sense, because I said I like to be heard. I mean this in a little bit of a different way though. Like I I like to know that my opinions are being heard. The content of what I'm saying necessarily, if I have, let me put it this way. You don't always have to agree with what I say, right? We may not always agree or whatever, but to make me feel respected is by just hearing me out, just showing that you respect that I am a thoughtful person. I'm capable of putting together these ideas, and that my words and my thoughts are worth hearing. I think that's so very similar. I think how we get respect, receive
I
respect.
hear you, Joe. I hear you. I'm not just listening. I actually hear you.
Absolutely.
So my other piece was about respectful actions and treatment, which also included follows through. So this one, I think, is full of information here because, we talked just about communication, and, you can communicate things with people, but words to me alone have little meaning. Words have to be followed by actions, and actions that support the words and back them up. So follow through to me is extremely important, which means not saying one thing to me and doing the opposite. And
Absolutely.
also not saying something to me that's then different than what you would say behind my back, right?
Right.
So, and just generally being, considerate and kind and thoughtful, and being responsive to my emotions and feelings. So not disregarding my feelings if I am upset about something. For example, if I was upset and someone was saying, oh, it's not that big of a deal, or was like diminishing or undermining the feelings that I was having in that emotion, to me, like, they should be supportive of my emotions and how I feel and help me through that. So that's what, part of what is really important for me in terms of how somebody treats me and treats my emotions. And then additionally, allowing space for my boundaries without guilt or pushback. If somebody calls me names because I put a boundary up, or is trying to convince me that my boundary shouldn't be my boundary, that's totally disrespectful. On the other hand, it could be something as simple as respecting my boundary, like, hey, I need to get off the phone, and them being like, no problem, and not making me feel guilty about it.
Right. That acknowledgement right there. Yep.
Yeah. And then
Absolutely.
the last part is about respecting my things as well, because that's in line for me with respecting me. And I know people can damage, people's property, destruction of personal property is, is an unhealthy and abusive behavior. And that might seem obvious if somebody, takes a phone and obviously like smashes it. But sometimes I think people can just be disrespectful with your stuff and damaging it. And I think that, when it's something, especially if it's something that you work hard for, or something that really means a lot to you, that people should have respect for your things too.
Absolutely. Listen, I don't even like when people disparage some of my, at least what I would call valuables. Like you said, if you worked hard for something and someone's calling it crap or not important, something like that, or treating, no, that is a absolute lack of respect for me. So, in line with what you were saying before, just about regard for boundaries, showing that you will make an effort not to cross my boundaries shows me that you see me as an individual worthy of making my own decisions, living my own independent life. If you are not, like you said, like letting me have time to myself, letting me like just get off the phone when I want to be off the phone, or like like touch me in ways that I don't want to be touched, or especially that I've asked you not to. Crossing that line is it's just showing that you don't respect my body, my comfort, my area, my personal space, all that. It's that boundaries are so important. It's a way, and acknowledging the boundaries is such an important way to show that you respect me for my most basic wishes as a that are unique to me,
Yeah.
So.
I I agree 110%. I think that's so important, and that's really what my last portion is too, is about like respecting your individuality, which could be your boundaries. It could
Mhm.
be embracing and supporting the uniqueness that I and seeing my value that I bring as just a person and as a partner in a relationship. Um, Seeing my individuality and my relationships in my life as added benefit,
Mhm.
and not a deficit or something that's negative in my life. um, I also think, appreciating similarities and differences, right? We like to be with people who are similar to us, but it's okay if we aren't the same, if we have differences and we don't do the same things all the time. That's okay, and that should be respected as well.
Mhm.
And lastly, not comparing me to other people. And I think this one is important because anybody that compares me to anybody else doesn't see the value that and appreciate the person that I am and what I bring to the table. And hello, Danielle, who's joining us also, and Rebecca. Great timing. We're happy to have
Yeah,
you.
but you're right. What you are as an individual is completely unique to you. There's nobody else who has it. If you have to be compared to others for that person to see any sort of value in you, they are not showing respect in any way. So that is huge. I agree with you. And no one, you don't want to be compared to other people. It doesn't matter. Who cares? So anyway, my last thing is I like to be treated fairly. So what does that mean? I like to be represented truthfully. So go back to what I said before about like we might not agree on everything. Our opinions might not line up or whatever. Might not agree on everything. But at least the basic respect for me would be to say, okay, we disagree, but represent me truthfully. Don't lie about what I said. Don't lie about who I am. Be honest about it, and show me the benefit of the doubt that you think I'm someone that at least has good intentions, that I at least thought through this. That makes me feel respected, that my words, my actions are seen in a positive light. I wrote Golden Rule, treat me the way you want to be treated. That's obvious, but also I feel like on the flip side of that is like, if you're around me, treat everybody equally. Don't treat me better than other people. I certainly don't want that. I certainly don't want to be in a situation where somebody's treating me fine and then I don't know, somebody comes, a waiter or something. You never be at a restaurant and somebody treats a waiter like they're nothing, and you're like, don't even go there. Like that's not showing respect to me, because I absolutely would not be doing that. Or in terms of somebody being comfortable enough around me to say something like racist or sexist, like that is absolutely a sign of respect towards me, because I certainly have people in my life of all different backgrounds, all different whatever genders, everything that if you're disrespecting them, you're disrespecting me. So that is absolutely, I do not want to be on a, any sort of hierarchy to anybody. That is not how you show me respect in any way. So treat everybody equally.
Yeah,
That is respect towards me.
I like that you said like that respect is basically in should be equal for everybody, right? And so
Right.
how when you're in the space with other people, you want to see other people be respected too. I
Absolutely.
think that's awesome.
Absolutely. Yep.
I think that's awesome. So Joe, we had asked this past week, we asked our followers what respect means to them. So for anybody watching, if you didn't answer us, throw it in the chat so we can see it, add a comment, so that we know what respect means to you. And we will share some of the quotes from earlier this week from our followers. So I guess we can go ahead and get started with that. And our first quote was from Angela, who said, "Respect to me is when an individual acknowledges my worth, comfort, and happiness. It's the care, concern, and consideration that they carry with them that comes a long way."
I'll say first, I totally stole the word comfort from Angela before because it just came to mind. But she worded that so nicely, to acknowledge my worth and my happiness.
Agreed.
I'm sorry, I meant to
Agreed.
say my comfort and my happiness. Yes, that's, just the fact that I have the right to just be comfortable where I am, safe, comfortable, providing that space to feel safe. That's great. I love how she worded this. The care, concern, consideration. That was beautiful.
Yeah, yeah, really
Yeah.
nice definition. What about
Um,
Sophie? Sophie
yeah.
also said something.
Yeah.
Um,
So Sophie, oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
no, you can go.
Sure. So Sophie said, to me, respect is when you treat someone kindly or how you want to be treated. There it is. Golden rule.
Yeah,
Love that.
that's great. Thanks, Sophie. And Nadia said to me, respect means when you're able to be comfortable with someone, admire their abilities and qualities, appreciate how far they've come.
Mm.
It is a feeling of esteem that you get from someone else to regard their feelings and wishes and support the other person's traditions and culture. I love that. There's
There's
so
so much
many.
good stuff in there.
Yeah, there is. There is. So she also talked about the being comfortable, right? That comfort word again. And also admiring their abilities and their qualities, right? Like that individuality. And I love that she said, appreciate how far that they've come as
That's the one
well.
that stood out for me too, because everybody has some reason that they act the way that they do, right? And so even, I mean, honestly, that could even like what you overcame, right? And so that's like giving people the
Yeah.
benefit of the doubt of like, all right, maybe they're acting this way or they feel this way because of that. Like it's, but having an appreciation for that everybody has a story, everybody has this things that they've gone through and things that they've achieved, all of that, and it doesn't, it's that whatever.
Yeah,
That was
I
very
agree.
very nicely worded.
Yeah, I agree
Yeah.
100%.
So Daria says, respect to me means holding a consideration for an individual's feelings and position relative to you.
Ooh,
Yeah.
position relative to you. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that she um, put that last part in there, the position relative to you, because we didn't really talk about that too much. But it's true because that is part of showing respect, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's a really interesting take on it. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. That was interesting.
Melissa shared, to me, respect means to accept someone for who they are and admiring their actions.
Yeah.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
that too.
Yeah. That word admiration again too, right?
Yes,
That's like
it's a big one.
ultimate respect. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Izzy says, and this is our last one. So Izzy says, respect means to be able to feel comfortable around another person. Part of respect is being conscious of another person's boundaries. Um, yep. If this is a mutual understanding between two people, they respect each other.
Awesome.
Yep.
I
And that
love
basically,
that. Yeah,
that sums
go
it all
ahead.
up, right? I
Yeah,
was
it
just going to say
does.
that kind of sums it all up. Like, we didn't talk about like the mutual respect, but you just summed up what a good relationship is right there, showing mutual respect for each other, giving and receiving respect.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love that. And it was perfect to end us off. So thank you, Izzy, for that. Because I do think that it's really important to know like what is respect to you.
Mm-hmm.
And knowing what respect is to you and knowing what respect is to your partner so
Right.
that you can have a mutual understanding of that and you can build a healthy relationship.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right. So
So
there it is. And
thank
let us
you
know.
all.
Let us know what respect is to you in the comments.
Yeah, and thank you all so much for joining us. Feel free to comment, to heart, and if you're watching this later, to do hashtag replay. And we will see you next time. Thanks for watching.
All right. Thanks, Carrie.
Bye, everyone.